Taurus, how you getting on? Okay, so I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a cuckoo outside. There's a cuckoo outside. It's a very hot day here in Britain, so it's quite sweltering hot. So I've got the window open, and if you do hear a whirring noise, I'm going to have to try and sort that out. I don't know what that is. I'm hoping it's not my laptop. My laptop is actually under here, and when I render videos, I normally have to wait for them to render so I can continue, because I think that might be the whirring noise. I'm hoping it's not, because there is one that's finishing. I don't know if you've got Aries or if you're cross comparison with an Aries, but if I was you, I would watch that video. They got some witchcraft going up in that. And I got scared. I got scared. But I will explain things more. But if you're interested in an Aries, you might want to watch that. But anyway, let's go on. So Taurus, I hope I said Taurus at the beginning. If I didn't, this is for Taurus. Okay. Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus for the first half of June. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus for the first half of June. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus. I don't even know if I can put my fan on, because I don't want it to make a noise over my... I need to try and get some more equipment, a proper microphone. So you've got a quality of balance. Who really knows with this card? This is someone that overgives or over-receives. It's the most important card out, so I suppose it's someone that is very caring. You may work in a care community, a caring community, but it's also trying to form balance between you and your partner. Now, this can be them that... it's a 6, so it's a return, pretty much. It's like, I need a return on my investment. I'm searching for that 1% of happiness. Does it ever come? Who knows? We might be vanilla. It might be, will it ever come? I don't know. Turn out the lights and I'll glow. To the extreme, I rock like a candle. Vanilla ice. You might be going to a concert, or just been to a concert. But anyway, to the extreme. Someone might be doing things to the extreme, where they rock a mic, bruv. Where they might do things to an extreme amount of over-giving or over-receiving, or giving more to one than another, but to an extreme amount. That might be why I picked up with that song. I haven't heard that song in forever, but it might have been going on forever. Forever. You are my one and forever, and I will do this forever. But it's, it's obviously, we all know, it's like, equality, forming equality. But this is also someone that's a carer, and a sharer, but someone that shares more things. They might have shares. So you might have shares in some kind of financial stakes, and you're waiting for a return on your investment, So you probably have shares in something, or at work, or in a project, or anything like that, and you're actually waiting for a return on that investment of a project that you may be in. Or if it's to do with your partner, if they are in a third-party situation or with someone else, because this can be that card, you're waiting for them to return for you, because they're actually still dealing with someone else. Now, if you are indicadent of that third-party situation, this is what you're waiting on. You're waiting for your karmic return of an investment through a past life situation. First card out, karmic card. You're waiting for a return on your investment financially whilst you're working, but also your partner to return with some kind of information that you're trying to gather. I'm trying to gather information. It might be an air sign, maybe a Libra, Gemini or Aquarius, or earth sign. But you might be trying to gather information, or they are on you, on a return of your investment, of what you've invested in for quite a while, maybe a few years, but these can be indicadent to years. But time and metaphysics, we can't never really pinpoint a specific point of time. That's why I don't believe in predicting time through tarot cards. But it could have gone on for some time. Past life, for sure, definitely. Someone that took from you, and that you need to receive something this timeline. That's why you're waiting to receive something karmically. But you're also owed something karmically. You're owed something. Or they are vice versa, but you're owed something. So you might be waiting for payday to come. You might be waiting for a check to come through the post, or you might be waiting for some kind of return on a project or clients that you may be indicadent with. Wow, that's one card. I don't know where that came from. Probably it was to the extreme. So it might be a Leo that's involved. Okay. So this is standing on eggshells of someone that you're trying to have the strength in order to tame someone's energy. It might be a Leo that is overtaking from you because they're facing this way and giving it to someone here. Okay, now it might be a Leo that is probably not balancing their checkbook. So if you are married to a Leo or something, or they're trying to balance out their checkbook, or you are, in order to receive it from an actual Leo. Now, if a Leo is involved somewhere outside of your field, but normally they will align up with your astrological chart somewhere. Okay, so it could be in your chart and also them. If it is, people don't always tell you. Sometimes it can mean that this is part of someone that they're giving and receiving for. It depends on who you're watching, Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus. But if you're a Pacific Taurus that don't have Leo in your chart, or that other person doesn't, Leo is the person that they're caring more for than you, you know. But generally, as a general thing, you're trying to have strength in order to wait on an investment. But you might be feeling very aggressive and trying to temper your temper, or they are. Libra, there you go. Libra. Ooh, okay. So you're waiting for a return on your investment. So part of the third house is that the communication skills are probably a little bit out of balance. You know. Discussions can be about court. This can be going to court, where the decision is out of your... I mean, regardless, the decision is karmic. You know, the decision is down to Libra, pretty much, as it stands. If you're a Libra croissant, you might be French. But if you're cross-watching for a Taurus and you are the Libra, then it seems to me that the decision is yours. The decision is yours. But if not, it's out of the hands, and it's actually in the hands of fate. Now, this is a message that can be coming into a Libra, but you've got two major arcana cards, Strength and Justice. Like, how many times do we really want to go through this again, where there is no equality of our aggression that can be formed through the messages that are received? You know, someone is receiving messages from a Leo, and someone is also giving messages to a Libra. A Leo is giving more to one person here, definitely, okay? A Libra energy is receiving messages also. But they can be harsh, or it can just mean communication about courts. Like, the court is going to give you a message about this situation that seems to be, if it's to do with children and separation of a marriage, because this can be marriage. So this can be what the communication is, or what the reading is about a marriage. Okay, now you are Taurian energy, so you have a certain structure to a belief system of the Hierophant. So it is kind of telling me it's about a marriage and court. Okay, a court decision and also a marriage of separating, like, who has the children on what day. They could be a Leo. Who has what, like, you know, do we sell the house? And do you have half of the house, or do you have the children and I have the house? Or do I leave and leave you the children and the house? But at the moment, there is a decision at court that needs to be made, because somebody wants more than the other person. So someone is pretty much going to lose and someone's going to win, because somebody probably wants the children and the house. Maybe that's, you know, that's, I mean, I don't see why not, but it depends on what goes on in your life. This is also someone that works in the caring field also, but also probably does things with tax or something like that, like balancing out money, like working, well, to do with tax attorney. A tax attorney, a return on my investment. I'm waiting for a return on my investment. So they can be like courts of law of a tax attorney, or they can be an attorney of court of law. But it's like I want more money. Yeah, well, I want the children. Well, what days do you want the children, and are you going to support them with the money and clothes? Because we need money. We need money for clothes, and we also need food for. So yeah. So in this indictment of this card, okay, I'm seeing someone giving someone food. So it's pretty much, well, we need money for food and clothes. Well, I need to balance out my checkbook first because I'm short. 2 pentacles. I'm short this month. So I can't give you as much as I did last month. And you're saying, well, we need clothes and we need some money for food because we're short. Someone's being shortchanged also at work. Maybe on your check or on your check or your money that comes through your bank account. You may be short this month, or for some you may be short this month. And for some, you may have a little bit more, or you may have saved a little bit more. It depends on your karma. Okay, so here we go. So it depends on your karma. Okay, there you go. So it depends on your karma. So the scale of balance here is the scale of balance here. So you might both have Libra in your chart somewhere. Okay, but the scale of balance is that whoever has been the taker is going to receive more, and the person that is probably tighter than the other karmically is going to lose something. So if this then comes down to court, obviously there's going to be a winner and a loser, but the one that was probably devious is going to lose, is what I'm picking up. Or you may see them as egocentric. Could be a possible Leo, egotistical and egocentric. I mean, I don't know. You know, strength in this card is the King of Wands in my deck, okay, which can mean someone that's just full of that wants people for sex or something, or that you have children with, or it's a fixed fire sign, you know. So I'm fixed in I love passion and I love. I mean, it can be very loving, Leo. But there's no equality of balance. Someone wants more of something. So they might want, for some people, they might want people just for sex. Or they just want people for money. Or they just want something where it's completely out of balance. Because you have two balancing acts. Two balancing acts, I just heard. A balancing act between two people. A Leo and someone's a balancing act. So if not, you're Taurus watching this, someone is doing a balancing act between a Libra, thank you, and Leo. Libra and Leo, and that's in their chart or even their Vedic astrology chart, okay? Now for me, my descending sign that I always am, is a Taurus, okay? But in my Vedic astrology chart, my rising sign is Libra, okay? So that might help people out a little bit more. And I have a Leo in my midhaven, which is part of my Wheel of Fortune, but that's just me. But you know, this can relate to your Vedic chart also. But generally, there's something karmic that's needed to happen at court also, because someone's waiting for a literal return on their karmic investment to do with energy that they've felt within this situation that's going, and this is communication that's going to come in about that. So let's see more for. So yeah, you've got decisions. Decisions are still in the balance. Lives are in the balance. 7. So someone's got choices and options up in this mix. But this is also about truth. You know, this is also about your truth. Your truth. No one else's truth, your truth. Okay? Now, 7, obviously, it talks about your karma. Okay? This is part of the ego that we all come here with, of what we listen to. Okay? Now, this is your North and South Node and your Vedic astrology chart. Also your Wheel of Fortune, of destiny, of Fortune, fame and fortune. Fame or fortune. Someone probably wants to be, when will I be famous? There's another song for you out the hat. The Cat Amongst the Pigeons, but that wasn't that song. Brass tacks, I heard. Brass tacks. Someone's a tax attorney. Brass tacks. Taxing. Someone's taxing. Raise the taxes, motherfucker. This could be to do with courts of law. Raise the taxes. I can see people actually in court. Raise the taxes. Someone's raising the bar also, spiritually, but someone's raising taxes. As in to say, well, I raised the bar. I put my scale over you now, and it's now your choice to make that over me, whether you believe me or not, of whether I actually have more options of what I can shake a stick at. Sorry, I don't know what you got going on, Taurus, but they're the messages that I'm receiving. You've got a receiver. Justice. But it's difficult to know whether that's a feminine or masculine, really. Because it's got a crown on, so... But I can hear raised taxes or raising the bar of communication that's going to come in to a Libra about someone that has options over money. Because this can be money where someone wants money and someone wants love, someone wants caring, someone wants affection. Someone has also got a karmic past. It's about aligning yourself with the truth of the matter. Truth, justice, the truth of justice. Someone wants the truth from somebody about how many options do you have then? Because you're going here and then you're coming here. You're going here and you're coming there. A Leo, I would definitely say a Leo is trying to figure out who to give their attention to. That's why I might pick it up as maybe an attention seeker of where... Do I give my attention to you or do I give my attention to them? If it's children, which child do I give more attention to? Do I give attention more to this child that might need... So if you have children with someone, okay, or you're separated with two different people and they have children and someone else has children, or anything like that, and you're in a marriage or a commitment already, Leo or someone like that is wanting to know, well, do I give more attention to the children that possibly are not mine, but they are mine because we're married or we're in a relationship? Or do I give attention more to my own child that literally is, people are, if you're married, they're all your children. But, someone, it's kind of like, do I give attention more to my child or your child? Or do I give more money to this child that needs help at college or at school that may need more money than what the other one does, and I might feel like I'm leaving one out in order to give attention more to the other? That could possibly be a Leo or a Libra. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm picking up. Is someone even if like, so if you're not committed but you're in like a weird thing and you're looking for justice and you want to know if they're still toying about with other people, then someone is definitely giving more attention to one person than the other, or giving more attention to you than the other person, or they're giving more attention to the other person more than what they are you. And karmically this needs sorting out, where time is going to where there needs to be lessons, because these are lessons, okay, here and here. So it's saying that there may need to be a bit more time before someone gets their justice, because the only way you ever have karmic justice is when you get your lesson. That's what they're there for. You have to get your lesson. So if I'm speaking to a Pacific Libra that's in your chart, or a Libra's cross-watching, you need to get your lesson first before this can be balanced out, because that's what they're here for, to break down parts of the mind of the ego karmically of what you come here to an experience of the matrix, but also an experience, okay? So the experience has to play out a certain period of time before, because when you get your lesson, you will stop thinking and feeling and being an illusion, okay? That means that you know that your karma's subsided, okay, or it's kind of fading. But until that happens, when you get your lesson, if you're wanting justice and you're justice seeking as kind of like attention seeking, or you're seeking justice of I'm just prepared to fuck anybody over until I get my justice, and I'm going to watch them until I know that they've got their justice. It won't happen. It won't happen, because that means that you're still involved. Why would you still be involved if you wasn't that bothered? That means that you have a karmic situation that's pulling you in order to do that. When you don't need to do that, and you don't under want and need, which means that you're not codependent and you are independent, that means that you are independent from the energy of illusion. That means that the lesson is starting to be learned, and then karma will be served, but not while you're still in it to win it. You're not going to win anything, and it's not a battle or a game to anybody. It's all about justice. Okay, justice karmically will never be served whilst you're still trying to do or outdo someone, regardless. This is not court stuff I'm talking about now. Well, it can be, but whilst you're still in that situation, you can't get out of it karmically until lessons are learned. If you have like a very overreactive response to someone that can be very cutting, you've not learnt your lesson of what it is actually here for karmically for you to learn, and you will just play out that cycle yourself, because it talks about self, 7, everybody, selfish or not selfish, a balance, aligning yourself with the truth of your chakras and the 7 days of the week and time and metaphysics. There's more days than there are weeks, and there's more years than there are centuries to time. It doesn't really exist. It kind of does, but it never dies. It never fades, you know, because if one person died, time would still go on for someone else to be born, and it just goes on and on and on. So this has gone on and on and on. Also at court, you know, it's gone on for a good period of time. And you want for them to pick you. You want them to pick you, and you want what you are owed, like money-wise, fame, fortune, or riches, or that you just want what is owed to you, also karmically. So there's definitely some kind of balance where this needs to happen. If this is to do with court, then we'll see further later on what the decision could well be. But someone is giving definitely more to one than the other. You know, it really depends what else comes out. Something needs to come out in court, is what I've just heard. Something needs to come out in court. Something's going to come out in court, for sure. Someone needs to speak the truth. Someone's holding back the truth because someone could have a very aggressive manner. Meaning, listen, bruv, will you shut your mouth? Sorry, that's what I'm hearing. Will you please shut your mouth and keep your trap shut and do not tell them about, is what I'm hearing. Someone could have an overactive response time of that they're overreactive. You're overreacting, bruv. You're overreacting. Please keep your mouth shut. Order in court. Please calm the fuck down, Leo. Or someone is like aggressive in their speech. It could well be a Libra that's aggressive in their speech, because this is to do with the third house of how things are being communicated. And it's in between two lots of different energies of fast messages and then trying to tame someone's energy and trying to keep them quiet. Someone this side is also trying to keep quiet about what the fuck is going on here, and this is you wanting to know also. Wow, there's some people up in this business. There could be some cross watchers. So I'm going to leave it there at the moment. This is where everyone goes, oh. But I have to earn a living, okay? Now, I do it very cheaply, and please just give me an extra 5 minutes. I'm trying to move everything over onto Patreon, okay? Now, over on Patreon, all your monthlies are there, and they're very good readings and very in-depth readings. I'm trying to think. Yours is quite long as well. Now, they are over on Patreon, and you can watch all of them. Tier 1 gives you access to everything. All the videos that I've also done for guidance videos. I'm going to do teaching, learning. There's loads of stuff that I want to do over on Patreon. It's very cheap. It's just a monthly subscription, but it does tell you over on that Patreon page. But also, at the moment, I'm still putting them over on Vimeo. If you just want to watch your monthly, that is also on Vimeo, and it's only over on Vimeo, and it's in the monthly box, and it is there, and it has been there for the past couple of days. If you want to watch that, you can have access just to that one reading. But my personal experience, I would definitely watch your moon sign. Okay, now there's no buy all option there anymore. There's only an option just to buy one video, and this is why I really want to transform everything to Patreon, because I can put all these and the monthlies all in one folder, and people get access to the whole lot. Okay, and all other stuff that I'm going to do. I've got plans for that in the future, but I'm just slowly trying to transition over to Patreon. It's just an easier way for me to communicate with people and do live readings and all kinds of stuff that I've got planned up. Okay, but this reading will also, the rest of it will be there, but it will also be in the bi-weekly folder over on Vimeo if you just want to watch that. But my advice would hopefully be, over that I have to plug myself, sorry, but I do, is that it will work out much more beneficial and cheaper for everybody in the long run over on Vimeo. Over on Patreon. Okay, the Patreon and Vimeo, if you want to just watch them singly, Sun, Moon, Rising, a very long, in-depth, where I go into everybody's Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus, and trust me, they're good readings, and they are involving past life karmic relationships, past life relationships, witches, witchcraft. My God, there's been some strange readings that have come out through things at the moment. But changing lanes, that will also be over there at some point too. There will be loads of different questions and answers that I will go through this reading, but I can't tell you what they are until I do that, because I feel necessary to ask them at that specific point. But a lot of those can be in the description, and it does tell you. Okay, now with this reading particularly, I am going to do all the other cards, and then I will clarify them, and that will see how we're going to be progressing with the first half of this month. Okay, June. Okay. But please also look at the discussion page. There's the song of the month that is over there. But there is also, if you would like to follow Becoming the Change, which is the business page over on Facebook, I'm also posting things there where I can tell people what I'm going to do or whatever if it comes up ahead of time. So please hit the bell, like, share and subscribe, all that kind of stuff if you like the readings. But we will see. But everything is as cheap as I can possibly keep it. And I am trying to accommodate for everybody, so everybody gets a fair chance, you know. But we will progress and see what happens. Thank you all so much for your support, and I will hopefully either see you on Vimeo or over on Patreon later once I've done the reading. But that will pretty much be straight away, hopefully. Okay, guys, thanks very much, and I'll catch you again soon. Peace.